27 steps, and then I stopped, next to the juniper bush. Lam Keen Beauty Salon was before me, and my front door was behind me. It's not agoraphobia because I'm not actually afraid of leaving the house. The fear hits about 27 steps away from the house, right around the juniper bush. I have studied it and determined that it is not a real bush, and I have reversed this theory, and I have done everything I can not to turn around and go home, even if it means standing there forever. I was eating some of the inedible juniper berries when the door of Lam Keen opened and a little boy stepped out. Perhaps Lam Keen's son, Billy Keen. Or maybe Lam Keen was not a name at all, but a translation of the words beauty salon or nails and such. Young Keen remained by the door, and I stayed in my 27th step. He seemed to be waiting for me to move forward. Weren't we all? When it became clear that this was never going to happen, he yelled out to me, "I have a dog!" I nodded. "What's his name?" The boy looked sad for a moment, and I realized he did not actually have a dog. I felt honored to be chosen as the person who believed he had a dog. I was the right woman for this job. He had chosen well to choose me. Finally, he yelled out, "Paul!" and I dutifully imagined Paul. Running with the boy, loving the boy feeding Paul.
Okay. Can you, I want to hear a different part of this piece.
Yeah.
Could you skip forward to the paragraph that starts, "He walked around my living room"?
Yeah, sure. He walked around my living room, touching things that had once meant a lot to me, but now seemed beside the point. I own many pieces of abstract art. He touched the art with his fingernails. He picked up a book that was lying on the floor and held it in the air between his two fingers. The subtitle of the book was "Keeping Love and Intimacy Alive in Committed Relationships." I was working through it, word by word. So far, I had done keeping and was just starting on love. I worried that by the time I got to committed in relationships, I would have forgotten keeping, not to mention alive and all the other words. He carried the book like this, between two fingers, into the kitchen. He carefully laid it on the corner of the kitchen floor, and I said thank you, and he nodded. "Do you have any eggplant parmesan?" I said I did not. We moved into the bedroom. He sat on the queen-size bed and kicked off his shoes and lay back with his arms and legs spread out like a star. I straightened my brush on the dressing table and quietly slid my hair gel in a drawer. I didn't want him to see that I was the kind of person to wear hair gel because I'm not, really. A friend had left it here. Wouldn't that be nice? If I had a friend and she brought her hair gel over and she left it here? That's what I would say if I was asked. If he opened the drawer.
Okay. Can you give me a bit from Extremely Loud?
Sure.
Just the first two paragraphs.
What about a tea kettle? What if the spout opened and closed when the steam came out so it would become a mouth? And it could whistle pretty melodies, or do Shakespeare, or just crack up with me. I could invent a tea kettle that reads in Dad's voice, so I could fall asleep. Or maybe a set of kettles that sings the chorus of Yellow Submarine, which is a song by the Beatles, who I love, because entomology is one of my raison d'etre, which is a French expression that I know. Another good thing is that I could train my anus to talk when I farted. If I wanted to be extremely hilarious, I'd train it to say, "Wasn't me," every time I made an incredibly bad fart. And if I ever made an incredibly bad fart in the Hall of Mirrors, which is in Versailles, which is outside of Paris, which is in France, obviously, my anus would say, "Ce n'était pas moi."
All right. Very good. Thank you.